All right, we're talking Riverside basketball 2025, 2026. Early start this year, right after Thanksgiving. Everybody getting it underway. Obviously, we're practicing right now. Coach, let's talk about the effort of these guys. Last year, very successful, and I'm sure there was a lot of hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, of course. And with the early start, we were just having a conversation about that. I think this is the first time we've ever played a game the day after Thanksgiving. So we're opening up on Friday, the night after Thanksgiving. So we're looking forward to that. And yes, coming off last season, we had one of the best, if not the best season in our school's history, winning 25 games and advancing to the third round of the state tournament. We also won the district championship. So we knew after that season, with all of the great seniors that we had that graduated, we were going to have to get right back to work. And we've been doing that since April, and I'm really happy with the progress we've made as a team, developing team chemistry, showing a commitment, and developing a little bit of a personality and an identity over the offseason.
I think your superintendent, Paul Brennan's done a great job of getting the Viking kind of pride out there, and then, kind of just gets contagious, the staff, the community, the kids. It's been fantastic, but you kind of knew what Riverside Viking basketball was growing up, and you had a pretty good mentor, and who your coach was, Coach Morgan, and talk a little bit about, hey, just carrying your own torch, learning things, and then doing your own stuff, and you've really developed into a nice program there at Riverside.
I appreciate that, and everything that I've done and I've been a part of in basketball, I owe to Coach Morgan. He was my coach in high school and my mentor. I was his assistant coach for a long time. There are a lot of things that I learned from him that are still with me, but of course you have to evolve and times have changed. I have a lot of stuff that I've developed as my philosophy as a coach that I've put into this. And yes, we are in I would say like almost a golden era of not just Riverside basketball, but Riverside sports. We're very successful, and a lot of that is due to the pride and the community support and the kids who buy into what we do at Riverside.
Talk about, Coach Morgan at a certain intensity. Your personality is a little bit different, but nonetheless, you got to carry yourself a certain way with the kids, and the respect level. You're still a young guy in a lot of ways, but talk a little bit about just continuing to learn and develop your program over the years. And boy, you have some kids that just work their tail off, and you got some talented basketball players.
Yeah, I've been really fortunate in my short career as the head coach to have some very good basketball players, and not only good basketball players, but just good all-around kids and people who have bought in and who have been the leaders of this program. My style is certainly a little bit different than Coach Morgan. I would say he was very fiery, and not to say that I'm not fiery and competitive, but I've always taken pride in trying to stay calm and remain composed, because I think the kids feed off that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I think we've been successful in a lot of big games and close games where there is pressure on. There's a lot of pressure on the team to make a play in a big moment. I try to just remain calm and thinking next play, and I think the kids sometimes feed off of that, and their composure shows out on the court.
Some people might look at this like, boy, Coach Aniska got the keys to the Cadillac with some of this talent, but that's not good enough. You want this zooped up Cadillac that's going to go 100 miles an hour, because you have that kind of team that could take it pretty far. So talk a little bit about your mentality and thinking, we got to get better, we got to grow.
Yeah, I hold up my kids to a high standard. We talk about our goals all the time, and we're very fortunate to be in the position we're in, where we are seriously and realistically talking about making a run for a state championship year after year. That's where we're at as a program. So it all starts in practice. It starts in the off season with kids who are committed and ready to really engulf themselves in what we do.
You have a couple underclassmen that are getting a lot of attention. Talk a little bit about them and how that kind of becomes a little contagious around the program right now.
Yeah, so Nico had an outstanding season last year as a freshman. Nico Antonacci, he was the Times Tribune Player of the Year. He was a first-team All-State performer, and for his first season on varsity basketball. I really don't know if it could have gotten much better for him. We're looking for him to take the next step this year where he becomes the leader on this team, vocally, mentally, emotionally, and not just leading by example with his play, but also being a mentor, as crazy as it sounds, as a sophomore, being a guy that the other guys look up to. Braden Rose is a junior. He's our most experienced varsity player, and he is coming off 2 very good seasons as what I would call maybe more of a role player for 2 district championship teams. And the way he played for the last 2 seasons is just a reflection of how selfless he is as a teammate, because he wanted to do whatever it took to win. So whether that was being our best rebounder, our best defender, on any given night having a high scoring output, he was ready to do whatever it took for us to be successful. And I'm really looking forward to him stepping into a larger role, especially offensively, being a little bit more selfish and being a little bit more aggressive. With those 2 guys, we know that they're going to get a lot of attention from opposing teams as well. So we have to be prepared for that. And that's where our other guys are going to have to fill in. We have 3 guys from our JV team last year who I think are ready. They've been behind, 1,000-point scorers, and they've been waiting their turn. And I think they're going to fill these roles, very well for us.
Coach, good to see you. I know there's a lot to talk about, but thanks for giving us your time. We wish you all the best this season.
Always. Thank you for having us, John.